How would engineers build a structure the size of Noah's Ark today? Not as a religious question, not as mythology, but as a pure engineering challenge. A wooden vessel over 130 meters long, built without steel reinforcement, without engines, without modern cranes, and expected to survive structural stress, environmental exposure, and its own immense weight. Even by modern standards, this represents a significant structural undertaking, because the challenge is not simply building something large, the challenge is building something large that survives. Ancient texts describe a vessel approximately 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, and 30 cubits high. Depending on cubit variation, this corresponds to approximately 135 to 155 meters in length. For comparison, this length approaches that of modern naval patrol vessels and exceeds most traditional wooden ships ever constructed. The structural implications increase exponentially with size, because as length increases, bending forces increase non-linearly. The structure begins to behave less like a rigid object and more like a flexible beam. This creates structural stress that must be managed continuously across the entire length. Modern engineers immediately approach such a project through structural modeling. Before construction begins, computer simulations analyze load distribution, stress concentration, and deformation under various conditions. These simulations predict how the structure behaves under its own weight, under cargo load, and under environmental forces such as waves and wind. Engineers identify structural weak points before physical construction begins. This predictive capability significantly reduces failure risk. Ancient builders lacked digital simulation, but they possess something equally critical: empirical structural knowledge developed through observation and repeated experience. Every large wooden structure begins with material selection. Because wood is not a uniform material like steel, it is a biological composite composed of cellulose fibers, lignin, and internal grain structures that determine its mechanical behavior. These internal fibers create directional strength, meaning wood is significantly stronger along the grain than across it. This property makes wood highly effective in compression and tension when properly oriented, but vulnerable to splitting and deformation when misaligned. For a vessel exceeding 100 meters in length, proper grain orientation becomes critical to structural survival. Ancient builders selected timber based on durability, density, and resistance to environmental degradation. Ghent hardwoods such as oak provide exceptional compressive strength and long-term durability. However, increased density also increases structural weight. Excessive weight increases displacement requirements and structural stress. Engineers must balance strength and weight carefully. Modern timber engineering addresses this balance using laminated wood systems. Cross-laminated timber and glued laminated beams combine multiple layers of wood into unified structural components. These systems distribute load across multiple layers, increasing strength while reducing structural weakness caused by natural defects. Moisture content plays a critical role in timber stability. Wood expands when absorbing moisture and contracts when drying. This expansion and contraction create internal stress. Over time, repeated moisture cycles weaken structural integrity. Modern sawmills stabilize timber through kiln drying. Controlled heat removes excess moisture, preventing future dimensional instability. Ancient builders achieved similar stabilization through air drying over extended periods. This process required patience, sometimes taking months or years. But stabilized timber provided significantly improved structural reliability. Once materials are selected, the next engineering challenge becomes structural framework design. Because the strength of a vessel does not come from its outer surface alone, it comes from its internal skeleton. This internal framework distributes forces across the entire structure, preventing localized stress from causing catastrophic failure. In modern ships, this skeleton consists of steel ribs, longitudinal beams, and reinforced frames. These components transform the hull into a unified load-bearing system, capable of resisting bending, compression, and torsional forces. Without internal reinforcement, a vessel of extreme length would flex excessively under its own weight. Wooden vessels face even greater structural challenges than steel vessels, because wood has lower tensile strength compared to steel. To compensate, engineers must increase beam thickness and use additional internal bracing, Crossbeams connect opposing sides of the vessel, preventing structural deformation. Longitudinal beams distribute load along the length of the structure. Vertical supports transfer weight downward toward the base. These combined elements form a structural network that stabilizes the entire vessel. Ancient builders applied these same principles using heavy timber beams and layered construction techniques. Compartmentalization further strengthens structural stability. Dividing the interior into multiple sections reduces structural flex across large distances. Each internal wall acts as a reinforcement barrier, preventing force from propagating freely across the entire structure. Modern ships use bulkheads for this exact purpose. Bulkheads increase rigidity and improve structural survivability. Ancient descriptions of internal divisions align precisely with this engineering principle, demonstrating an intuitive understanding of structural reinforcement long before formal structural mechanics existed. A vessel's ability to float depends entirely on buoyancy. Buoyancy is governed by displacement. When a vessel displaces water equal to its own weight, it achieves equilibrium. If the vessel weighs more than the water it displaces, it sinks. If it displaces more water than its weight, it floats safely. Engineers calculate displacement by analyzing vessel dimensions, material density, and structural weight. These calculations determine whether the vessel can support itself and its intended load. Long structures face additional buoyancy challenges, because uneven weight distribution creates bending stress along the vessel length. This phenomenon is known as hogging and sagging. Hogging occurs when the center rises relative to the ends. Sagging occurs when the center drops relative to the ends. Both conditions create internal stress that weakens structural integrity over time. Engineers compensate by reinforcing critical load-bearing areas and distributing weight evenly. Proper load distribution ensures structural stability under varying conditions. Modern engineers simulate buoyancy behavior using computational fluid dynamics. These simulations analyze how water interacts with vessel surfaces, identifying instability risks before construction begins. Ancient builders lacked mathematical fluid simulations, but they understood the importance of width, volume, and structural balance. Wider vessels displace more water, increasing buoyancy and stability. These geometric principles allowed ancient builders to create floating structures capable of surviving environmental stress. Any structure exceeding 100 meters in length becomes vulnerable to bending stress. Bending occurs when the structure's own weight creates downward force along unsupported spans. The longer the structure, the greater the bending moment acting on its center. This force attempts to curve the structure downward in the middle while the ends remain supported. If this stress exceeds material strength, structural failure becomes inevitable. Modern engineers calculate bending stress using precise mathematical models. These models determine beam thickness, reinforcement placement, and load distribution requirements before construction begins. Shear stress presents a different type of structural threat. Shear occurs when adjacent structural components attempt to slide past one another. This creates internal force along structural joints. Weak joints become points of structural failure. Ancient builders addressed this using interlocking joints, such as mortise-and-tenon connections. These joints increased surface contact area between structural components. Increased contact area improved load transfer efficiency and reduced structural separation risk. Modern engineering achieves similar outcomes using welded joints, bolts, and reinforced fasteners. Torsional stress introduces rotational force into the structure. This occurs when uneven forces act along opposite sides of the vessel. Torsion attempts to twist the structure along its longitudinal axis. Excessive torsion weakens structural connections and accelerates material fatigue. Engineers resist torsion using cross-bracing and internal reinforcement systems. These systems stabilize structural geometry and prevent rotational deformation. Ancient builders applied crossbeams and layered construction techniques to achieve similar stabilization. Even without mathematical formulas, they understood how geometry controlled structural stability. The structural integrity of a wooden vessel depends heavily on joint strength, because joints transfer load between structural components. Weak joints compromise the strength of the entire structure. Ancient builders used mortise-and-tenon joints, wooden pegs, and layered planking systems. These connections created friction-based load transfer systems. When properly constructed, these joints could support enormous structural loads. The effectiveness of these joints depended entirely on craftsmanship precision. Human accuracy replaced mechanical precision. Modern shipbuilding uses mechanical fasteners, such as bolts, rivets, and welds. Welding creates continuous structural connections by fusing materials together. This eliminates separation risk at connection points. Computer-controlled fastening ensures consistent structural reliability across the entire vessel. Ancient builders relied on repetition and skill to achieve similar consistency. Structural reliability depended on builder expertise and careful material selection. Joint expansion properties also influence structural stability. Wooden pegs expand slightly when exposed to moisture. This expansion increases friction and strengthens joint connections over time. This self-tightening behavior improves structural durability. Modern engineering uses synthetic fasteners designed to resist corrosion and maintain structural integrity. Despite different materials, the engineering objective remains identical: transfer structural load safely across the entire vessel. If engineers were tasked today with building a wooden vessel the size of Noah's Ark, construction would begin long before any physical materials were assembled. The entire structure would first be created digitally using computer-aided design software. Engineers would define exact dimensions, beam placement, joint connections, and internal structural layout. Every load-bearing component would be modeled precisely. Structural simulations would calculate how the vessel responds to gravity, internal weight, and external environmental forces. Weak points would be identified and reinforced before construction begins. This predictive capability allows modern engineers to eliminate uncertainty and dramatically improve structural reliability. Once digital validation is complete, physical construction would proceed using prefabrication methods. Structural components would be manufactured in controlled industrial environments. Computer-guided cutting machines would shape beams with millimeter precision. Moisture levels would be stabilized through kiln drying to prevent future deformation. Large structural sections would be transported to the construction site and assembled using cranes and hydraulic positioning systems. This modular approach improves efficiency and reduces construction time significantly. What once required decades of manual labor can now be completed in months using modern industrial infrastructure. Yet despite these technological advancements, the fundamental engineering principles remain unchanged. Structural stability still depends on load distribution, material strength, and geometric design. Buoyancy still depends on displacement and weight balance. Structural survival still depends on resisting bending, shear, and torsional forces. Tools have evolved. Materials have improved. Precision has increased. But the laws of physics remain constant. Ancient builders worked without computers, without cranes, and without modern machinery. Yet they operated under the same structural realities that govern modern engineering today. Engineering then, engineering now. Different tools, different speed, different technology, but the same structural logic. Whether constructed through human labor or industrial automation, large wooden structures demand planning, precision, and material understanding. The Ark represents not just a story, but an engineering question that transcends time. How humans use available knowledge, tools, and materials to build structures capable of surviving forces greater than themselves. It is a reminder that engineering is not defined by technology alone. It is defined by understanding. If you want to explore more comparisons between ancient engineering and modern industrial construction, subscribe to Factory Open Day.